Austin,
Yes.
what do you feel like the biggest lesson you learned from blocking multiple quarterbacks at USC?
Consistency. Every quarterback kind of moves differently in the pocket, so the biggest thing is just, staying technical and staying on your mark, no matter who's back there.
Would you mind to move to the East Coast? You went to college on the West Coast. Would you mind to move to the East Coast if those teams back there?
No, not at all. Not at all. It'd be cool to see the East Coast for the first time, actually.
Never been? Never been to New York?
Never been to New York.
Yeah, very early in his career, he played since he got there.
Georgia, but that's not even really east, it's more south, so that's the farthest that way I've been.
How's your sister?
Bone marrow transplant story. It's just an incredible story. Just talk a little bit about that and how you're able to save her and battling back from
Yeah, so my sister is diamond black fan anemia, which is a rare blood disorder, which causes your body not to produce red blood cells. She's had it since she was born. The procedure I did, the bone marrow transplant, allows her body to accept my blood cells. Thank God we were a perfect match in blood testing, and that allowed her to fully restart her system, and now her body's producing her blood cells. And it was a long process. I had to take a whole off season to go home and be with her and train on my own. Couldn't afford to get sick. Otherwise, the procedure would have been prolonged. And I battled back through fall camp and through the season to gain my strength back. It's definitely a process.
How's she doing now?
She's doing great. She's making a full recovery. No symptoms. She had to undergo chemo, and her hair's growing back. Doctors are saying her blood is producing at levels they've never seen. It's great.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. We usually start off with just getting to know me. After that, they watch my film and help me kind of explain what I'm doing.
It's tough. It's very tough. Every 3 weeks she undergoes a blood transfusion, and there's issues that can arise with getting maybe the wrong blood. You never know. It's some person's random blood. They're not fully tested, so there's been some issues where she's gotten the wrong blood and her body rejects the blood, so that sends her to the hospital.
Of course, yeah. They like the toughness. They like,
No, I was 100% match.
But I can't be hurting the team, and that's something I'm going to work on at the next level, and I know that, and it's going to be taken care of.
It was a lot of emotions. I was happy, I was excited, but most importantly, I just thank God. That's a miracle. I'm glad I could do this for my family.
Player, obviously
Still
very
marvel
well,
at that
highly ranked.
miraculous.
He let you know about
It's
it.
been a while after the fact. You got to carry that feeling with you.
Definitely. I'm glad I could have did it. I feel like everybody would have did it for their little sister or sibling.
Yeah, coming in, we wanted to change the culture.
I'm really glad I could do that.
What were the physical side effects for you, and how long were you out
I
of
took that to heart. I wanted to change the culture. I wanted us to be the meanest people.
I didn't train for about 3 weeks after the surgery, and then started slowly working my way back to being on my feet. Procedure takes place in your lower back. As an offensive lineman, that's pretty crucial. And yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
This story tells what kind of person you are, I guess.
I feel good. I'll be able to
What kind of
overcome
person are you, though, when you're on?
into obviously at the Senior Bowl.
Passionate.
We did a lot of outside
I
zones.
want to win.
Used to.
I line up with my teammates, my guys. And I line up to win the
I'll be
game.
really good at it.
Play to win. Compete. Dominate.
Past couple of years, you guys had some up and downs. What's the biggest takeaway you had from the past couple of years?
From the ups and downs.
I've talked to everything.
Control what you can control, and just bring your best to every party. Preparation is everything. If things don't go your way, there's something in your preparation you can fix.
How prepared do you feel like you are to make an impact in the NFL right away as a rookie?
I'm confident. I'm confident. I come from a family of football players. My grandfather played in the NFL. This is what I've been working for. This is my dream since I was a kid, since I started playing football. And I'm ready.
What are skills that you think will really translate
We opened up a small
right
bowl.
away?
You can sit there for PR.
Mixed with my natural length and athleticism, I have a work ethic. Unlike any other. I see what needs to be fixed within myself.
Yeah, I really like
and
Kevin Wan.
correct it.
I think he is a main guy. He obviously plays well. He's great technique-wise. He's highly respected in the league, and I look up to him.
How do they do it? Is it just in a respectful way, or
Yeah, so I grew up with baseball, football, and basketball, and then when I got to high school, dropped baseball and basketball instead of football.
That's a respectful way, for sure.
Shot put and disc.
I'm doing all the medical tests and everything. I'm fully healed from the surgery and the procedure. I know that. Everybody knows that. And,
typical big
guy. It's mostly out of character and respect.
So you went against Bradley and AJ and Vanessa. Who were some of the
not really. I mean, probably Tahiti. I'm in North Alabama.
Those two that you said for sure. Julian Okwara out of Notre Dame. He's another very crafty defensive end. Both the DNs out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's just
very
changing your whole
crafty.
mental.
What did those guys teach
5 years
you?
like Todd, keep your hands inside, drive inside out. Now we're going outside.
They all have different skill sets. I'd say perhaps the biggest thing facing all of them is just technique. Technique wins everything, wins every rep. I have some solid matchups against good takeaways. I'll personally take things that I could have done better from every opponent.
Very well, I feel very comfortable talking about football. Showing that just smart guy on the field. So,
a lot, sir.
I mean, that's the main goal for every college athlete that will play in the NFL. So, they like to flash their pretty facilities. This and that.
Rojo
At the end of the day,
is an athlete. He's an athlete, and it's exciting to watch.
Go on and make your dream come true.
He's a great guy. I was a freshman when he left his junior year, and he's a great guy. He's electric. He shows up to practice every day. Shows up to play every game, and he's a great teammate. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, the next 2 years, me and then next year we're gonna have some great guys. Darian Kennard.
The business. It's a business, and you have to show up every day. You have to show up every day to work and get better. If you want to be
Incredible players. So I think
there's some technique stuff he's taught me. Football in the '70s is a lot different than football now. But the biggest thing he's taught me so far is just show up every day and work hard and make the most for yourself.
You followed him to USC. Would it be fun?
Excuse me?
Which type of block do you like to execute?
yeah, it was an adjustment mentally, but other than that,
Any run block, really. Run blocking is fun for me. I love pass protection.
We got behind us,
But, run blocking is fun.
mentality wasn't different, just personnel was. So we went out there and tried to do the same.
I'd probably say a down block combination with a reach block on a true outside zone. Even a perimeter, pulling around a downward tight end.
You followed
In space.
you followed your grandfather to USC. Would it be fun to follow him to Green Bay as well?
If we get beat or something,
That'd be a great story. That'd be a pretty cool story.
Have you been up there at all?
Never.
You said not east, but not north either.
Never.
How'd
North.
you feel about the snow and the cold weather up there?
Should be fun. Snowboarding, skiing, stuff like that, and being cold.
yeah,
Is there a particular back in the NFL or quarterback in the NFL that you would like to run for?
Successful at anything he does.
Quarterback that I would like to
Quarterback or running back? Anyone big quarterback?
No, I mean, it'd be electric to, block for Aaron Rodgers, just because I watched him growing up. I was a huge Packers fan growing up.
Really it's just
And,
been kind of the same throughout the
a guy like Patrick Mahomes, just total takeover, cheat code. That'd be great.
I feel comfortable playing.
Excuse me?
You said you formally interviewed with the Packers.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just more
yes.
consistent with my placement. My hands are inside, my feet are where they're supposed to be, I'm putting my body in good positions. I just went out there trying to maul people, so really technique-wise, I think is where I'm taking the next step.
Yes, I played both throughout my college career in practice.
Also, your high school program wasn't one of the better ones in Arizona. What made you stay at
honestly,
North
I feel
Canyon
comfortable
instead of
left
going
guard.
to
Right guard isn't a big
Chaparral or
adjustment for me.
Brophy?
Center would be
What
the
was
biggest
it?
adjustment.
Is it a loyalty
Right now,
thing
I've
with you?
snapped, for 2
Yes,
years, but
it's
never
a big
keep
loyalty
reps,
thing with
so,
me.
left, right guards are right.
High school, went to high school because all my friends from middle school went to high school.
Yeah, so
I played other sports as well there, basketball, track and field. Track and field, we won state, every other year. And so there's great things there, but loyalty definitely was key.
It was a good interview. We talked about just scheme and just kind of getting to know each other. I didn't meet with them much at the Senior Bowl, so it was kind of just base information.
I've talked to guys like
Pretty vanilla here so far, to be honest with you.
He's
been
NFL legend, Hall of Famer. Guys like Tyron Smith, made appearances. Talked to him a couple times. Look forward to maybe training with him.
Yeah,
this
just
offseason.
trying to get me saying weird things.
Sam Baker,
what's your favorite
another
color?
guy who
What's
comes
your favorite
back a
flavor
lot,
Pop-Tart or stuff
just
like
a handful
that.
of them.
Just some random
Great.
Munoz tell you anything that
I'm a chocolate fudge guy.
pearl of wisdom that inspired you?
Yes, sir. Informal.
Not very talkative when he came to meet with us, but simple stuff. Just get after him. grind after it. Probably some other words, and just, very aggressive is pretty much the key.
Austin, having a tackle class with the defense this one, what do you do to separate yourself?
I think sky's the limit. We got Terry coming back. We got
Work ethic for sure. Outside of the on-field measurables, I say I'm the hardest worker. I know the work I put in.
A lot of depth, a lot of snaps in there.
The extra work,
So I think the sky's the limit.
and along with my natural talents.
DeAndre Square and a great defensive line, so looking forward to it.
Getting out in space, still pretty creative, power producing angles to, get attached to a blocker,
Going
and
through the same
move,
thing you're going through,
and running out of there.
so it's fun.
I think I'm getting pretty good at that.
Not much. I'm gonna be honest with you. We've been just so busy. It's been go, go, go. If we're not going, we're sleeping. So.
I played 1 year Pop Warner when I was younger. I was about 8. And then played basketball and then started back up football freshman in high school.
Guys, obviously.
Austin, you mentioned the difference you had to go with the offseason, not having the strength from the blood transfusion surgery. Did you feel more strength return as the season went along last year?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, so you had the blood transfusion surgery with your sister. Did you notice more strength kind of regaining as the season went along last year?
Definitely. Definitely. I couldn't squat with the weight on my back until about 4th game of the season. Something I was actively recovering throughout the season.
Have a house right next to Drake's and Malone.
And just working to make sure that I was full up to speed by the end of the season, healthy, able to go through every training session, not be in the modified group, and
everything but bench.
make a full recovery.
Austin, have you had a meeting with the Patriots?
Yes.
AC joint's feeling good. I messed up the Senior Bowl.
Coach Scarnett did.
Went back, rehabbed, filmed it. So I've been able to train my chest.
No.
I wanted to past months.
What about the Browns?
Bench and pro.
Yes.
Keeping
Yes,
it
the
for a couple
Browns.
weeks to train hard.
No. Excuse me? I will.
believe Lynn's obviously going to go through the pro day. We're going to have Calvin Taylor, Mont Wagner, JG, Mason Wolf, Cash Daniel.
Teams have asked if I've had experience playing right tackle. It's not a
TJ
question.
Carter. I think that's it.
My experience with right tackle has been asked a couple times.
Yeah, you look at the body.
Biggest thing
He's got
is
the body to do
when
anything
you play a certain side for so long, you get muscle memory on that side of your legs.
So I'm looking forward
But
to
I've had reps at right tackle and left tackle, so I'm confident and comfortable switching back and forth. Adversity. Adversity is huge. You got to recover from it, rebound from it, anything that happens. It's the same thing that happens in a game. Something happens that's not in the game plan. You just have to respond.
Were there more risks, like you could have taken you longer to get back, like when you agreed to do it? Were there lots more risks that they laid out to you, and were you worried about that?
Not really. I mean, there's the doctors that I worked with never had a bone marrow transplant patient return to football within a month after doing the procedure. So I guess it was kind of a test run, and I'm glad it worked all out, worked hard.
Does your sister know what she wants to do in her life, like career?
She has the world open to her right now, but I know she definitely has an interest in makeup and beauty and being an esthetician. So.
What hobbies about college?
Excuse me?
What will you miss most about college?
My teammates, the Coliseum. Those are my guys, and I love being able to play in that stadium, the fans, and just the atmosphere.
You talked to any of your former teammates that are now in the NFL? Have they given you any advice?
Excuse me?
Any of your former teammates that are now in the NFL, have you talked to them? Have they given you any advice?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple guys. Sam Darnold hit me up after I committed or declared. Talked to Chume Doga. Talked to a lot of guys.
What hobbies do you have?
Imagine for a moment you're in an NFL uniform, playing maybe your first NFL game, and your sister is there watching you. What's that going to be?
That'd be great. It'd be amazing. Unfortunately, she couldn't make any of my games this year because of the procedure, and so I'll be very happy.
Have you talked a lot of ball with your grandpa?
Excuse me?
Have you talked a lot of football with your grandpa?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of football talking in my household.
Anything or two that he's told you over the years? Really stand up for you?
Just work ethic. Him playing in the league for 6-7 years. Back in the day where they had 3-a-days. He's always taught me just the strongest survive, work hard, and that'll take you far enough.
What hobby you ever talk about Green Bay?
Yes. A little bit.
What did he tell you about it? Other than it was cold.
It was very cold. You know, he has a bunch of stories from, you know, just him and his teammates and the guys. Yes, zero hesitation. Zero hesitation. Briefly, not really in depth since then, but briefly a couple times. Yeah.
When you mentioned your sister was having chemo, is that over now?
Yes, that's over. She's making a full recovery from that.
Austin, how has USC prepared you for this process?
Man, USC has prepared me just, you know, through coaching staff that knows a lot, knows everything. A lot of experience with the coaches I work with in the NFL, strength coaches included. You know, just the adversity we kind of went through as the seasons kind of just taught me how to stand tall and be strong through it all.
Do you feel that coming from the Pac-12 that people aren't getting the full repertoire of what you have to offer?
Coming from the Pac-12, do I believe that?
Yes.
Most likely. I mean, our games are usually at 7 o'clock at night, which is 9 p.m. on the East Coast. A lot of people are not watching football at that time. You know, TV deal. I guess I could have an impact.
What hobbies do you have outside of football?
Excuse me?
What hobbies do you have outside of football?
Play a lot of video games. A lot of 2K, a lot of Madden, Call of Duty every year it comes out. Movies, hanging out with family, my teammates. You know, like to eat a lot. So not anymore. Not anymore. It's a little played out. Some of the people on there are too good. Yeah.
Can you beat Amon-Ra in 2K?
You know, I feel like he plays a lot of 2K, but I probably could.
You blocked a kick at USC. What does that say about you as an athlete?
Excuse me?
You blocked a kick at USC in the Stanford game. What does that say about you as an athlete?
I compete on everything I'm doing on the field. You know, I don't take plays off. When I have an assignment, you know, I look to achieve it to my best ability. I usually go shuffle, but I like to play with the Cowboys. Cowboys, Panthers, Christian McCaffrey's a cheat code, and yeah, play with those two.
What coach had the biggest?
Excuse me? Yeah, Zeke, Dak, and Cooper on the outside is a good combo.
Was there ever a point when you were worried that the surgery would affect your draft stock or your long-term football plans?
Doctors reassured me that it wouldn't. I mean, you never know what could happen, but it was a small thought, but just to get through that process, that's not what you want your focus to be, and tried my best to stay away from that.
What coach had the biggest impact on your life when you were at USC?
Which coach? They all had a huge impact, great impact. I'd probably say Coach Helton, just because, you know, that's the man who brought me there. He continued to recruit me after Sarkisian left. You know, he made that his interest, even when they didn't have an O-line coach hired at the time. You know, he's helped my family a ton. He's always been someone I can go to and talk to.
Did he give you any parting words of advice?
Yes, a lot. He told me about the professional game, told me the steps I need to be prepared, and yeah, we had a great talk before that.
What'd you weigh in at?
322.
What do you want to be at?
320, 322s.
What the teams want you to be at?
I was already at a good weight, so maintaining and dropping wasn't really an issue. I wasn't overweight, I wasn't too light. I was 320 going into the beginning of summer last year, but due to the procedure, I had lost some weight.
Have you heard where you're projected in the draft?
Excuse me?
Have you heard where you might be projected in the draft?
Yeah, you mean you open your phone, get on Twitter, and you're on social media, you're going to hear something different every day. You know, there's late first projections, there's early first projections, there's second projections. And, you know, you have guys that say you should be in the 5th round. You know, it's all types of stuff.
Have you met with the Giants?
Yes.
You have.
Did the Browns show you like video and have you go over it, like, you know, talk about what you saw? You know?
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty common with most coaches. So yeah, we definitely sat down over the field, Coach Callahan, and yes.
He seems to be kind of planning the scheme that you love, right?
Yes, definitely. Really, I love any scheme right now. Honestly, I feel like from pro to spread / air raid, it's a good mix of all of it. So I'm ready for it all.
do you think you improved on most since season end?
Excuse me?
What do you think you improved on most since season end?
Since the season ended?
Yeah.
Technique and strength. You know, I lost a lot of strength throughout my off-season situation. Throughout the season, I've got my strength back up significantly. You know, I've done tireless work technique-wise, offensive line-wise, working on my explosion through my hips.
Were you a Cardinals fan growing up at all, or just the Packers?
Not really a Cardinals fan. I would watch the Cardinals. Went to a lot of Cardinal practices and games and such. You know, I would root for them.
Did you meet with them out here?
Excuse me?
You meet with them out here at all?
Not yet.
When you were prepping for the procedure, did you have to like virtually stay in the house and do nothing, or were you allowed to do much at all?
You know, I just wanted to avoid situations with a lot of people. Training-wise, I was working out at a very small gym at a community college, probably only 2 or 3 people, and my high school, North Canyon. Not much people there, avoiding the risk.
Any communication with the Bears so far or set up?
Yes, so far. Or set up.
Okay, officially?
Yes.
How old is your sister now?
She's 18.
It was a race this week.
She had already finished high school. She's recovering right now to make her way to college.
Thanks a lot.
In my life, probably my little sister. To me, you know, she's been through a lot. She's been through a lot. She has all these opportunities that I have, she doesn't have, and she's never had, just due to her condition. But she's just kept going.
What is your biggest strength, like on the football field?
My biggest strength on the football field and why? My competitive nature. You know, it allows me to not want to lose every rep, and allows me to be dominant every rep. And yes, sir. That's the biggest one.
Austin, this is kind of an obvious question, but what can a great young tackle do for a team? If you come in and lock down a job and perform at a high level, what does that do for a team?
Keeps the quarterback safe. You know, I'm sure a coach would like a young tackle that they wouldn't have to worry about. You know, whoever's lined up on him.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.